first, who's returning from his loan. Yeah, well, number 8 on bottom of this list here. You know what I'm saying? Leeds players returning from loan. Ian Pervader, £6,100 a week. Is that with you, Stacey? What would you do with him?
I'd probably sell him on. Or loan him out.
His contract, I think, finishes, doesn't it? Is he out of contract? No.
I'll find
Yeah.
Pervader.
Yeah, he's out.
Isn't he?
Out of contract, yeah.
Offer him a new contract then? Or let him go?
I'd let him go. I'm not going to use him, I don't think.
I agree. What's your thoughts, Stu?
If he's out of contract, just let him go. Don't renew his contract. I thought he had something about him, though. I won't lie. I did think he had a little something about him in Pervader. The problem with him was his attitude, wasn't it? His attitude wasn't right. So, yeah, I'm in agreement. Let him go.
His contract runs out Friday.
There we go. So you two are in agreement. Let him go. What about you, Danny?
Yeah, that's probably about 5,000. That's probably about 5,900 more than what he's worth paying. But yeah, I'd let him go.
Look, I think he's done all right at Chef Wednesday when he's gone out, if I'm not mistaken. Does he need to move away from Leeds to further his career? Yes. Do we need to keep him? No. I think I'm in agreement. Let him go. And his contract finishes on Friday.
Yep.
Next player, Sam Greenwood. I'm going to move Stuart at top. There we go. Move Danny over. Move Stacey next to me. Sam Greenwood, he's been out on loan, Stu. What's your thoughts on him?
The thing that comes into mind is that when Daniel Farker says, "Look, if you could just have him for doing set pieces, it'd be fantastic. But we need a lot more than that. Let him go for me, unfortunately."
But his contract, we need to sell him, don't we? Really?
Yeah, I think so. Has he got 2 years left on his contract, Danny?
1 year, 2 years, something like that. We paid 1.5 million for him, so get anywhere near that, it'd be a bargain.
So you'd sell him then, Danny? Yeah.
Yep.
Stace?
I'd sell him too. If he's not going to get used, sell him on.
Well, I think somebody like Oxford, Stu, that's just come up, could make a great team for Greenwood.
Yeah, possibly. And let's be honest, what will we take for him? 1 million, 1.5 or something?
Yeah. I think he could do a job at Championship level and he'd be useful to somebody.
Sorry, correction, Pervader and Greenwood contract ends next month.
Next month at June.
June, yeah.
No problem. Wober, Stu. Who jumps ship?
Well, he'll have it in his contract where he can go back on loan again. So I think he will have tied our hands. I think he'll be going back on loan. Personally, and I don't think there's not we can do about it.
So loan back out for you.
Yeah, it's going to have to be, yeah.
Danny?
Yes, same. Loan back out.
Stace? Big up, Todd. Loan back out. Same as, really. Speaks for itself for Leeds not going back up. So Christiansen and Aronson have both been at Roma, haven't they, Stu, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, they're the two players who were coming back who Roma don't want to go for the loan again.
No, one's Germany, one's Roma. One was in.
So it's Laurenti, isn't it? Laurenti and Christiansen. They're both at Roma, aren't they?
Yeah.
So Christiansen's coming back to Leeds because Roma don't want to renew his loan contract.
He'll go back out on loan again.
It's finding him a club, though, Stace, isn't it? That's the problem. I'd like to get rid of him, but I think we're going to have to find him a new club as well, like we did last time. So loan him out again. I think you're right, Stace.
So both those that are on loan at Roma, you'd loan back out?
Yeah.
Realistically, is that going to happen, though, Stu?
No,
Are we going to get stuck with these?
possibly.
Llorente staying at Roma,
Yeah, Llorente's staying.
but Amundsen isn't. Christensen isn't.
Christensen's coming back to Leeds, isn't he?
Yeah.
Can Daniel Farker do out with him, Stu?
No. I'm afraid not. No, I just don't think he's got it. Look, I'm not being funny. If you couldn't cut it in the La Liga, which were a bit slower, sorry, it wasn't La Liga, were it Serie A? If you couldn't cut it in Serie A, being slow playing football, the Championship is a lot more physical. It's a lot more demanding. More games, 3 games a week sometimes. No, I don't think so. Just no, I think you can find a club what will loan him again. We snap their hands off.
Oh, next one's going to be interesting. What about Aronson, Stu?
Well, we're going to be stuck with him, Jess. We're going to be stuck with him, love. I don't think anybody's going to want to take him. And I don't know what to do with him. Ideally, you'd like to. No one's going to buy him at 12 million. Ideally, you'd like to hope that you can find a club where another club where they'd loan him, but I don't think they will after Union Berlin. I think we're going to be stuck with him. I think he's going to be a squad player. I don't think he's going to be an impact player, but I think he's going to be on bench. I think he's going to take up one of substitutes players on bench. I'm afraid unused.
Danny?
I think he could go back to MLS. To be honest, I think they'd probably be only them or somebody in Saudi Arabia that would probably come in for him.
So if we can get him sold, get gone.
Yeah.
Otherwise, maybe loan him back out. What about you, Stace?
Same. Sell him, get him gone. Sell him on. If not, loan him out again. Rather than not having
Fair
a club.
enough. What about Mark Rocker, Stu?
Well, he'd be loaned back out to club, or he'd be loaned back out again as it was.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen as well.
Yeah, loan as well.
Yeah, I think he goes back to Real Betis.
Yeah.
And Jack Harrison really speaks for himself, doesn't he? Because it looks like Everton are going to get him back on another year's loan deal and take
But
advantage of Leeds not being promoted.
They want to sign for like 11 million.
I mean, that'd be a bonus, I suppose, if we could sell him and put some in coffers. But we've took a loss on him, haven't we, Stu, there?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Mark Doctor. No, we paid 10.5 million for him.
No,
No, Harrison.
Oh, Harrison. Yeah, I won't even pay 10 million for him.
So there's no love lost with Harrison. Then he can go back to Everton, loan, sell, get rid.
Yeah.
Get rid.
Right, well, we'll look at some out of contracts now. Ayling's already spoke for himself. He's gone to Middlesbrough on a 2-year deal. So good luck to him. It's a good move for him, for me, continuing his career. It's not that far away from Leeds. That's a good move for Ayling. What about Byron, Stu?
I think. Look, I think being at Championship, I don't want to, but I think we'll sign him up for another year.
Either the rumours are they're going to extend his contract for a year. So
I don't want him here. I think he's. I don't think he's. Well, I don't think he's fit enough. You know what I mean? When we've got 2-3 games a week and that, you can't guarantee he's going to be fit to play. So for me, I'd have him out the door.
If Leeds were going to bring adequate cover in at left back for him or right back, whatever he chooses to play because he can play, then maybe Sostu was a cheaper option. But has he done his race now?
Yeah. If we can bring in a suitable replacement for him, then yeah, let him go.
Yeah.
Let him go. Say thank you very much. Good luck with your future. I don't have any bad luck against him. I've got no sour grapes about Sam Byram. He just, like Danny says, he can't keep fit.
I got through. done all right for us this season, Stu. You know, when he's been needed.
Been a loyal servant to Leeds, yeah. He's done another season with us. I didn't think we'd get one game a week out of him, but we have. So yeah, good. You know, I'm not no sour grapes. But yeah, if we can get someone in better, release him.
Fair enough. Bit of a mixed opinion there. What about Liam Cooper then, Stu?
Oh, I think you've got to let him go. You have to let him go, unfortunately. I think Liam Cooper's time at Leeds is done. I won't renew his contract. Maybe offer him some sort of coaching role, maybe, but not as a player.
Big up, Lisa. What about you, Danny?
I actually think that Liam Cooper gets a pay-as-you-play contract. I don't think he gets a full year to be like you get paid if you play. Just only because the amount of centre backs that I think he'll be going, we're going to need somebody there at least.
What about you, Stace?
Tough one for me, because I like Cooper. I think I'll have to go with Danny, give him players-you-play contract. But I don't think he's coming to the end of his career now, and he's sort of in it, really. So is anyone really going to want him? Because we're not going to probably get the full out of him. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's your opinion, less than me. I actually think Cooper gets let go. I think he moves on, and I think he'd be a great addition for a club like Stoke City, Blackburn Rovers, Oxford, maybe even that's come up. Portsmouth, Bolton. No, Bolton didn't come up. Sorry, who come up with them? Who come up? Portsmouth,
Portsmouth, Derby.
Derby. I know he won't go to Derby because there's bad blood there, but I think he's still got legs in him. I think he's still got another 2 years in him. I just don't think Leeds will keep him. I think that 10 years has done. The race has run. But I do think he'll move on to another club.
Is he Yorkshireman? So I could see him going somewhere like Sheffield United or Sheffield Wednesday.
Maybe so. Huddersfield, maybe.
Yeah.
And a player that really hasn't had much game time this season is Shax. What about you, Stu? What's your thoughts on it? Big up, Racer.
Well, if that's true, that is only on £1,500 a week. I'd keep him around club. I'd keep him definitely. If he's only on 1,500 a week, yeah, definitely keep him.
Thing is, though, Stu, with Shax, Farkamp played him.
Yeah.
His contract runs out. Why would he not go somewhere else, Stu, where he can get game time? Because he could do it in Championship.
Oh, no, I'm
He's
on
a good
about
player.
I'm saying what I'd do with him. I'd keep him. The club will get rid of him. The club will let him go.
Do you think he's had a fair crack to get another contract term?
No.
Have you seen enough, Stu, for you to say, yeah?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
But as a cheaper option, you'd keep him.
As a personal choice, I'd keep him around you for £1,500 per week. Yeah, definitely.
No problem. What about you, Danny?
I think the only way the club keep him is they'll look at his versatility, he can play numerous positions. But for me, I'd have him gone.
Stace?
I'd get him gone. He's not being used. So let him go to a club that will use him. This is what?
See,
He's only what, 24?
And he's had a lot of injuries as well, so
I think for me, I'd follow the club, I'd sell him.
his contract finishes, so it's a wage bill off for Leeds, I suppose, in that respect.
He'll get 1.5.
Would he still make it in Championship? Yes, Stu, I think he'd make it a great addition for somebody like Sheffield United, Sheff Wednesday, Huddersfield, you know, those sort of teams. Watford, I could see him fitting in nicely at Watford, to be fair. I think Plymouth would be a nice move for him.
Yeah, Hull.
Yeah.
That'd be a good move for him.
I think he goes I think he'll get another club. He could be all right, Shaq. So we'll start with number 20 on this side, Sonny Perkins, Stu.
He's never going to get a chance under Farker in a month for Sundays. No, let him go. Let him go. If you can find a club for him, let him go.
Danny?
To be honest, I can't believe he's on more than Shax, and Shax has played more than him. For me, yeah. Gone.
Sell? Or loan?
Sell.
I'd sell.
Sell.
Mm,
And you'd sell.
sell.
Stu's right. What's point of keeping all the sentiment? He's never going to really hit it in first team, is he? Let's move and say Sonny Perkins for me. Either leaves it again on loan or would like to see him sold because it's just keeping all the deadwood for the sake of it. Actually, Grace, Stu, I know you're going to have a bit of a different thought on this one. You go.
Look, of course I want to keep him. The problem is the clubs what have been linked with him. I think it's going to be extremely difficult to keep him. He's only on what £5,000 a week. It's not a lot of money. We know what he can do, what he delivers for Leeds. Ideally, you want to keep him. Of course I do. But realistically, I think he'll be one of the players. If we do need to raise funds, he's one who can raise plenty of capital. Depends on how desperate we need the funds, and it depends on these rumours what have been circled about today. Ian Hart coming out and saying that we might have to have a fire sale. You might have to look at selling him. You might not have a choice. But ideally, keep him 100%.
Danny?
For me, Archie Gray, you need to build a team around him. I don't think he goes. I heard someone on TalkSport earlier on. They had a financial expert in, and he's saying that even though they're saying we need this fire sale, it's over there's another 4 years on it yet to get it all done. We all have to pay 78 million or something this year, and we've had 40 million of that already done. So 30 million, I think Archie stays for me.
Stays?
Archie should stay. I agree with that. I said we need to build a team around him. He has proven he can do the job. He's such a young age as well. Yeah. He's one we definitely need to keep.
I personally think Archie won't push for a move. I think for his development, he should stay at Leeds United 100%. But I think when you've got teams like Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham sniffing around, and every player has a price, Stu, at times. Do I think he'll go? No, not out of choice. But sometimes there's an offer that comes in that, for me, is too good to refuse, Stu. Colin, woman, Stu. I've seen you put it on video as well, yeah? I'm saying they've got to raise 78 million. But if Leeds want to buy any more players, they have to raise funds on top of that to bring in new players. Am I correct on that, Stu? So that's why they're saying about 100 million.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I'm not saying that they've got. I'm saying if Leeds want to recruit after they've sold, say, for example, Nonto and Somerville go, that wipes the 78 million off. But what I am saying is if Leeds want to buy other players, they've got to resell other players in the squad to reinvest that money. So Archie, for me, I'd love him to stay, Stu. I think Danny and Stacey are spot on. We have to build round him. But if an offer comes in and Bayern Munich comes sniffing, I know company's very encouraged by Archie Gray, would it be a good move for him? Yeah, fantastic move. But for his development, would it be better to stay at Leeds? Yes.
Yeah.
And that moves us on nicely to Charlie Cresswell, Stu.
Never going to get a chance under Farker, Lukovic, yes, unfortunately. So maybe he's a player. I don't know. I don't know who take him, but maybe we need to move him on because clearly Farker doesn't trust him enough to keep playing Ampadu at centre back. So yeah,
What about you,
I'd
Danny?
move him on. Definitely move him on.
I'd
We can
sell.
make money on him though, can't we?
Yeah, I'd sell him, but with it look like we're not going to get Rodon now, and we need a right-footed centre back, I think he could end up staying. But I'd sell him if it were me.
Stairs?
Like Dan just said, though, we might need him if we can't get our hands on Rodon. But if we say we, by a miracle chance, we actually get to bag Rodon, then we sell him for his market value is 4 million.
Big up now.
That's all.
Big up
That's
now.
it. That's what it's market valued at on transfer mark. They're saying it's worth 4 million. So that if we do something and get that for him, that's another 4 mil off what we owe.
Plus his wages.
I can't
I
believe
personally think he goes. I think Creswell goes. I think he's a real good centre back. He hasn't been given the chance at Leeds, and unfortunately, if he wants to develop his career, he has to leave him this summer for me. He has to. Well, is he a good signing for somebody in Championship? Yeah, because he proved it at Millwall. He just hasn't been given the opportunity at Leeds. I don't know why, because I like him, Stu. I rate him, but that's my opinion on it. Would I like to see him stay at Leeds and progress? Yeah. Do I think that will happen? No, because Daniel Farker hasn't played him. He's played Ampadu at centre back, so it clearly says that he doesn't trust what he sees with Creswell. And that moves us on to Clarkson, Stu. 10 grand a week, Clarkson. Nobody, Stephen.
Definitely keep Clarkson. Out of the two keepers, Starlow and Clarkson, I think Clarkson's the better keeper. £10,000 a week is a lot of money, but you bring in another keeper, you could be looking at that as anyway. So keep Clarkson for me. Definitely keep Clarkson as your number 2.
Danny?
If you're looking at it that way, keeping it out of Darlow and Clarkson, I'd probably keep Clarkson. But we'll later on when we get to another player. When I say what I think there, I don't think Clarkson's going to be above Darlow on that one. So for me, I'd probably loan Clarkson out.
Loan Clarkson out. Stairs?
Preferably, I prefer him over Darlow. Like Stu said, he's a better keeper compared to Darlow. Picking him over Darlow? No. So I think for Clarkson, I think they should loan him out.
Loan him out. And for me, I agree with Stu. I think he's the better keeper out of Darlow. Do I think Clarkson needs a season out on loan at a lower division club like League One or League Two for his development? Yeah. Do I think we've got a good goalkeeper there? Yeah, I do. So I'd keep him. Big up, Geordie. And that moves us on to Mateo Joseph, Stu.
Well, I know what I'd do with Joseph. I'd keep him. The problem is, what does Joseph want? Because if he didn't get enough of a I mean, 9 minutes here, 5 minutes there, odd cut match here, and is that enough for Joseph? I don't think it is. I think Joseph might even want to leave Leeds United. I'd keep him.
Danny?
I think he becomes our number 9 next year, so it's a keep for me.
Keep for Danny. What about you, Stairs?
I'd keep him, but I've got a full feeling he's going to go out on loan to get that game time.
And I think for me, Stu, I think, although I'd like to keep Joseph, and I would, if you can't get on the pitch for a playoff final for more than 7 minutes, you have to question how much that manager actually trusts you. Could Joseph do a fantastic job in the lower end of the Premiership or the Championship? Yeah, I think he could. I think he'd be a good move for somebody like Luton. That's just come down. I really do. I think he can do a lot in Championship. And what begs to differ for me is we've had a striker there, and Perot did very well against Norwich. I think he went missing a little bit against Southampton in general, and I think Joseph could have come on with 45 minutes to go, Stu, not with 7 minutes. And what are you going to do in that time? It takes you that just to get your feelers in. So for me, do I think he might look to come out of Leeds? Yeah. Not that I would like him to go, because I think we should keep him, because I think we've got somebody there. But do I think for his interest of playing football, yeah, I think he could do a going, Stu, actually, to be fair. That's just my opinion.
I agree with that.
Big up, Jose, how we doing? What about Geldart then, Stu? Joe Geldart?
He's never good. Look, he ain't been called upon once, has he? Oh, sorry, no, I tell a lie. He come on 2 weeks ago, as a little cameo performance. No, again, I think he'll want to go. I think he'll put in a transfer request. I do. He's got no loyalty to Leeds. He ain't been at he wasn't brought up through Leeds United Academy. He's got no loyalty to Leeds. I think he'll put a transfer request in.
What about yourself, Danny?
For me, I don't even know if he knows himself which is his best position. For me, I'd probably sell him. Probably back to his old club, Wigan, something like that. We paid, I think it was 2.5 million for him or something like that. For me, yeah, I'd sell.
Yeah, his price is only 4 mil for him right now. So
What about you, Stacey? What's your thoughts?
I reckon he's going to go. He's just not getting the game time at all. He's literally been a bench warmer. He's getting hardly no time at all. So I reckon he will put a transfer request in and go somewhere that will actually play him. Sorry about that. So yeah, I reckon.
And I'm in agreement. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I think another player that Daniel Farker doesn't really trust. No point having him sat there scratching his arse on bench too, in my opinion. I think it's time to move on. And I think game time for players like Geldart, it's needed. And I think maybe moving down to League One, getting a full season under his belt might do him well. Whether he goes out on loan or whether he goes out as a sell, if we could sell him, get some money in for him, that makes sense. Get that wage bill off as well. So yeah, let's go. And then we move to Gruev, Stu. When does it finish, sorry?
His contract ends. Oh no, sorry, I apologise. He's got another 3 years after his contract.
Yeah, so I'll sell them for me. If we can try sell him. Sell him. Gruev, Stu.
Gruev. Look, the problem I've got with Gruev, and it isn't just with Gruev, it's with Kamara and Gruev. The problem I've got is they can't play together. It doesn't work. You're on about bringing, if you're on about bringing Archie Gray back to midfield, and you're on about bringing Ampadu back into that midfield, is there a place on the list for Kamara or Gruev? Now, I'm only doing this because Gruev's on less per week than what Kamara is, so I would keep Ilya Gruev at the club. I'd keep Gruev.
What about Danny?
Yeah, I'd keep him as a squad player, to be honest. If we get the players in that we need, like you said, we get Ampadu back into midfield, Archie back into midfield. I think Gruev's a good replacement for Ampadu in that defensive midfield, so I'd keep him as a squad player.
Stace?
I'd keep him. I'd keep Gruev.
The problem I have with Gruev, Stu, is everybody was going on about this past conversion rate in December and January with Gruev. But if you look at it, Stu, as a fan or watching it, and not dissecting it too much, it's 5-yard passes, Stu. It's sideways. They can't play together. You're right. Kamara and Gruev, it's too defensive, far too defensive. It's not fluent enough. There's not the ball sprayed out to either side. There's not that 40-yard pass across. And I know Pro play is different, but when Bamford's there, that is useful to have somebody that can ping that ball because he does hold up play very well. That's where I have a bit of a struggle. But like Danny says, I'd keep him as a squad player, Gruev. I think out the two, I think Gruev, it's an hard one. I'd like to see a little bit of a better midfield, Stu, if I'm honest, but that's just my personal opinion. And that moves us on to one of his prize assets, Cree Somerville. Over to you, Stu.
Personally, I'd love to keep him. Do I think we're going to keep him? No, I think he's going to be one of the players who's got the market value, who's got sell-on value, I think he'll be sold.
Sold. What kind of money do you think, Stu?
35, 40 million, possibly.
Well, he's worth 20 mil according to transfer market.
But when you've got Chelsea coming in stage, right, and it's like pumping the old, you know, what it's like with Bowley. Could that start like what happened with Brighton? Is it going to start a bit of a bidding war? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, could do, yeah. I can see him going. I can see him
All the
going.
better for Leeds, mind, Stu. They keep with Liverpool and Chelsea say they're back and forward. They like to gazump Liverpool, let's face it. So they'll do what they can to get Cree Somerville if that's. Would it be a good move for Cree? Not in my personal opinion, but I'll go with mine in a minute. Danny, what would you think?
I think he's gone. Leeds have a price tag on him of 35 to 40 million. Do I see a tech 30? We paid 1.5 for him, which is a good turnover, really. And I'd like to see a bidding war between clubs in the Premiership, maybe a couple from abroad. Bump his price up. So for me, yeah, he's going to be sold.
What were you going to say, Stu, before? Sorry.
No, I was sticking to wheelchair, so I had to get myself out of wheelchair. No, look, the Philly Somerville. This is what I'm going to say. If he goes to Chelsea, he'll be lost in the system. They've got too many players, too many squad. They've got too much of a big squad depth of players. Goes to Liverpool under Slot, who wanted him at Feyenoord. Better for his career. That's what I think personally.
I agree. Stace, what about yourself?
He's gonna go. He's gonna want to advance his career. I know he's not going to push for a transfer, but if that bid comes in that's too good to turn down, he's gone. Leeds will see it as he's said yes. It's a massive chunk off our debt. It's a win-win. If he wants to go progress his career and we get the debt off, it's a win-win. Don't want him to go, but if he goes, he goes. But I've got my heart set on him going.
I agree. I think if we rule that Chigrea is the most valuable asset to sell, I think if he goes to Chelsea, I agree with Stu, he'll be lost in the system at Chelsea. I think it's a poor move on his behalf. But if he were going to Liverpool and we could get, say, like Carvalho in, Stu, in a paperweight, I'd take that. Say 30 million and Carvalho, I'd take that. At least it's a player in. Well, he were at Hull. I know that Arne Slot does not rate him. They are looking to do a deal from what I hear on the Liverpool side of it that they would put Carvalho up as well as capital. Would that be a good move for Carvalho to go to Leeds? Yeah. And would it be a good move for Cree to go to Liverpool? Yes, because I hear Lucio wants to go to Barcelona. So working under Arne Slot, yeah, I think that could be a good move for Cree, but Chelsea would be absolute roadkill. And another team that I think Cree would do very well in is Tottenham Hotspur, in my personal opinion, before anyone shoots me down for saying it. And we move and we'll go to Joe Perot, Stu.
I know what I want to do with him, and that's selling. The problem is, we're not going to get.
I'll start it and end it and.
We're going to lose too much money on him. We're going to lose far too much money on him.
How much?
We paid 10.5 million. It rises to 16 on all things that we get on top.
So if we get that, would have included promotion, though, wouldn't it, Danny?
Yeah, more than likely, yeah.
So just say I don't even think we'll get 10 million back for him. I just don't. And I think the best thing to do with Perot, if you're on about bringing in another player like Perot, loan him out. It's the best thing to do. But I don't know if we will. I think we might keep him. We might have too much invested in him.
What about you, Danny?
For me, he shouldn't have been here at the start. For me, I'd probably be like Stu, loan him out with a obligation to buy from another team. He don't fit this system. He's had probably one good game in 49 that we had last season. For me, yeah, loan out.
Loan out from Danny. What about you, Stace?
So I'm inclined to agree loan out, but I think that he's going to stay. Because if we can't get another striker in to back up with Bamford, he's staying. Loan him out, I agree, but I don't think he's going to go. I think he's going to be one that stays. Because we haven't got a strong centre forward just right now. I dislike the dude. I don't like his play. I don't like him as a player. But I reckon he's going to stay. It's a nightmare thinking about it, to be honest. But yeah, I think he's staying.
See, for me, if we could get an offer in for him that kind of got... Because he did score a few goals last season. Would he be better in a different system? Yes. Does he work under Daniel Farker? No. If we could cash on him and get him the money back, I'd be inclined to take it. I don't think we'll send him out on loan. So it'll either be he stays or we sell him, for me, in my opinion. And that moves us nicely on to Wilfried Gnonto, Stu.
Another player, Leeds have come out and says, aren't they, that rumour is that they're not going to stand in his way if he wants to leave. He's pushing for a move out. He wants to go to Syria. Let him go for me, Jess. Let him go for me. Cash in and get as much as we can for him.
Danny?
Yeah, if we can get the room with what Leeds want for him, 15 to 20 million, for me, yeah, let him go.
So, Stairs?
Go. His antics on the pitch past couple of matches. I know he's only 20, but how he's been on the pitch lately is really grinding my gears. He's being childish and pathetic on the pitch. Yeah, I think he's going to go, and I'll be happy to see him gone.
That wouldn't be a bad move for him, Racer. If Russell Martin take him with Southampton, because I know Southampton were interested in him before Leeds bought him. That wouldn't be a bad move for him. For me, Gnonto, even though start season it was a bit sketchy, say Stu, I thought he came back in and he's done all right. Does he need to move on from Leeds now? Yeah. I think he's petulant, he's hit and miss. He argues more with the referee than he dribbles with the ball sometimes. If we can get him and get money on him, would a move back to Serie A suit him? Probably so, Stu, because he hasn't got into the Italian Euro squad. Does that mean a lot to him? Yes. Can we move on from Wilfried Gnonto? Yeah, I think we should sell him. And that moves on to Glenn Kamara, Stu.
Right now, this is the player who I'd sell because if I'm keeping Gruev and they can't work together, Gruev and Kamara. Kamara's the one who would sacrifice and sell.
You would sell.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
What about you, Danny?
I'm same. He's 28 years of age, or coming up to 28 years of age. He's
28.
I think the championship's a little bit quick for him. He's been in Scotland for a lot of years. It's a bit like Italy, a bit slower. For me, yeah, I'd probably sell him and try get a box-to-box number 8.
Stairs?
It's like what Dan said, sell him on and get a box-to-box number 8. He hasn't impressed me at all, hasn't Glenn?
And I agree. We should sell him. I think we need somebody else that's creative in there, and we've got Ampadu as well. Yeah, he could do a job there. So yeah, I'd sell Kamara, and this is going to probably divide opinions. This next one, Meslier. Start with you, Stu. I need to get my charger for my mouse. It's gone dead.
Meslier.
Yeah, Mes.
Do you know something? I think the club's going to keep him. Would I keep him? No, I think I would. I'd sell him, move him on. That's what I'd do. I'd sell him, cash in on him, bring in another number one. But yeah, but I do think the club's going to keep him. Unfortunately.
Danny?
For me, I'd sell him. But if they're bringing a decent keeper that's going to challenge him and thing like that, because he's had it easy for the last few years, he's had no keepers to challenge him in the position, so that's why he's had it as number 1 all the time. They could keep him, but for me, I'd sell him.
I'm going to say keep. I'm going to get a lot of stick for this now, but keep him. Because, say we don't get rid of him, and we don't get a good class goalkeeper in, we've got Darlow as number 2. Darlow goes number 1. Darlow's no good. So for the sake of that, we don't get a decent goalkeeper in, because obviously Parker doesn't really give Klaassen enough credit. If he was enough credit, he'd be number 2. So going on being Darlow being our number 2, I'd rather keep Mez. Because Darlow scares me.
I hear you, Stace. I hear you.
You know what I mean? Darlow scares me. Now I'll go wait for the Queen to come back now. Here she is.
I'm always about.
Yeah. It's just down to you now about Mez.
Stu, do us a favour and run comments for a bit. I need to charge my mouse. I ain't charged it.
Well, you on Mez.
I personally think we keep him, Stu, for the championship. I know he's a bit flappy daisy at times, but he's done. He got golden gloves, Stu. Still, look at it like that. Done all right for us. Say what you want about him. I know he's flappy pedals. I know what they call him, but still, for me, I'd keep him, Stu.
Yay! Someone else is keep him.
I'd keep him. Why did they say sell?
Them two said sell. I said keep. But purely on the fact is that we sell Mez. We don't get a goalkeeper that's going to be that good. And it means we're going to have to rely on Darlow, because Darlow's our number 2. So do not rate Darlow at all.
Well, I would have brought in that Ipswich keeper, Carlson. What's he called? Carlson or something. I've got it here. What's he called? He's called Christiansen Walton. He was. I'd use that money to bring in Christian Walton, and then some of that other money what we free up from Medsley to pay off the debt or to put towards bringing in the players we need.
How much would you pay for? How much do you think we'd sell Mesley for?
10.
10, 12 million.
About 8.
It's apparently on the transfer market. His value is 18 mil.
Can't say he's getting that for the championship. But if we did, I'd snap their hands off, Stu.
Yeah,
It'd be a French club what coming for him if we were going to sell him.
But say that we do sell him, who do you think would buy him?
Someone like Lille or someone in France.
Do you reckon
Marseille, maybe.
Marseille, yeah.
Marseille.
They like keeping the French keepers in that country, don't they?
Yeah.
All right, then. Next one on the list, Carl Darlow. Start with you, Stu and Lee.
Darlow, I'd sell tomorrow. I would. I'd sell him tomorrow. I really would. I'm not a big fan of him. I'm not a big fan of him at all.
Sell. What about you, Danny?
We paid 600,000 for him, so for me, I'd sell him.
Stace?
Sell.
And I'd sell him too. I'd rather have Klaassen as number 2. So I think we're all in agreement there. Ethan Ampadu, Stu.
Ethan Ampadu, keep. Got to keep him. He's been pretty solid for us. He's played the majority of the season in a position on his own, and he's done a fantastic job. Heroic job. One of my heroes is Ampadu.
So keep Ampadu at all costs for you then, Stu, yeah?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Danny?
Yeah, for me, he's another one you've got to build your team round. So, yeah, it's keep at all costs for me.
Stace?
Keep at all costs. He's done fantastically for us. I rate him as a player. I've actually enjoyed his gameplay. So definitely we need to keep him.
I agree, guys. I think we need to keep him, but I think for the season he's had at Leeds, will he have suitors? Maybe. Can Leeds keep hold of him, or should they keep hold of him? Definitely so. But like Danny says, we have to build round him. But I think he's had a good season, and I think he's slotted nicely at somewhere like Southampton, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, I'd like to keep Ampadu if we could. Dallas is retired. Go on, Stu, sorry.
Can I just say something, though, guys? Right? Remember when the 49ers come out and says, if we get promoted, we won't need to sell us best players, no matter how many bids come in for them.
Mm.
Did you notice that they used the word "if we get promoted" and not? It didn't say regardless of what happened next season, we can keep as players. So some of these players that we'd love to keep and want to keep, are we going to realistically going to be able to keep them all?
They've already said there won't be a fire sale.
But then
See,
there's
I heard rumours
conflicting
going around.
reports, isn't there? Saying that there is. Yeah, that's what I mean. There's conflicting reports for this, isn't there?
Yeah.
Look at me keeping up with transfer news. You know what I mean? No, but I'm saying that I've heard about there's going to be a fire sale as well. So I think in regards to like the fire sale, and we're not having a fire sale, I think I'll wait for like the is it retain list that comes out to see who's staying. So
That's going to be interesting.
But realistically, all those out of contract are gone. Realistically, I can't see that Pervade.
Yeah.
I think we'll try sell Greenwood on. Loans will go back on. It's what the first 11 or the 20-man squad that you really look at it, and some of these players that are here now, and you think, well, if we lose Cree, Nonto, you know, we move. But we know Stuart Dallas is retired, so that's a wage bill off. Pascal Strauch, Stu.
No one's going to come in for him after being out for majority of the season. I think you've got to. I think we'll keep him. You know, let's just hope he's fit enough to give us a full season at centre back, and hopefully he repays the faith what Leeds United have shown him. But yeah, keep Pascal for me.
Danny?
Yeah, same for me. He's just got an injury record, a bit like Bamford. He'll play 20 games, get injured, out for 10, and then back in. But yeah, he's a keep for me.
Stace?
Yeah, my husband's staying. My second husband's staying.
And I agree. I think he stays. I think if he'd has kept fit all season, we might have had suitors calling for him. But because he's been out so long, I think he stays at least next season. Dan James, Stu.
And I think he'll be club captain as well next season, Pascal.
Yeah. Dan James, Stu.
Well, ordinarily I'd say keep him, but by all accounts, Southampton are sniffing around him. So they've really serious about him. Depends on what they offer us financially. I'd like to keep him. I would. I genuinely would. I think before that international break, he were arguably one of our better players this season. But yeah, so keep him for me.
Keep for you, Danny.
Yeah, he should have started in the playoff final in front of Nonto for me. He's a workhorse, doesn't moan, gets on with his job. Scored goals, set up a few goals this season. I'd keep for me.
Stace?
Keep. But I should have doubt. Keep. I love Logo Gadget Legs. When he's on that pitch, he gives his all. He's just an awesome player. We have to do everything in our power to keep him, and build a team around Gray, Ampadu, and Dan. Them three all round, in my opinion.
See, for me, I think Dan James could have another crack in Premiership. I think he's good enough to do it. And I think, although I don't want him to leave, and I agree with you all, that it would be good to build around those sort of players, and I totally agree. But I think we might have suitors calling for Dan James, because I do think he can do a job in Premiership. Would like to see him stay. I agree. But I think if an offer comes in that's too good for Leeds to refuse, I think they might sell Don James. Fingers crossed we keep him because he was the only one that showed that little bit for me in playoff final. I think he did a fantastic job when he came on. And if Nonto goes, Dan James would start week in, week out for me.
Yeah.
I like him. I rate him. That moves on to Furpod, Stu.
He's really surprised me this season. I'm not going to lie. I think he's been fantastic since January. Player of season for Leeds. It's been terrific. This time last season, I would first want to say get him out of our club, get him gone. But he got his head down, didn't kick up a stink, wanted to stay, wanted to play. I'd love to keep him. The only problem is, I do think clubs in Europe are looking at him. So can we keep him? I want to, but again, a bit like what you said about Dan James, Jess, I think if the right offer comes in, I think he'll be gone. Unfortunately.
Especially with only 12 months left on his contract, Stu. It's only really time we can cash in because then in January he can sign a pre-contract agreement somewhere else. So if it were the time to sell him, it would be the best opportunity to sell him now, Junior Firpo. Yeah. And since January, he's been the most consistent player for me for Leeds in general. But that's just my opinion. What about you, Danny?
I actually thought he's still got 2 years left on his contract.
No, yeah. I was reading it today. Yeah, that's what I was saying to Stu.
Yeah, for me, he gets another contract. Leeds United buying left backs, we don't do it. We see it always seems to be a position that we don't seem to get anybody. I'd keep him if we get a left back in. He'll be a good squad player, so I'd probably give him another contract. So I'd keep him for me.
What about you, Stace?
I'd keep him. He has been, like Stu said, since January, he has been fantastic. Definitely our player of the second half of the season. Definitely. So we need, if we can, keep him. But if he decides to go, I don't blame him. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we keep him.
Another one that's going to divide opinion. Start with you, Stu. Patrick Bamford.
Now, before I say this, you all know how much I like Patrick Bamford and defended him all last season.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think it's now the right time for Leeds United and for Patrick Bamford to move Patrick Bamford on, bring in somebody younger. I think Patrick Bamford's reached the end of his journey with Leeds United. And I'm big defense. I've defended him all season. I think it's time he goes. It's time he moves on. Unfortunately, but I think the time has come.
What about you, Danny? Because I know you've been another advocate of Bamford. What's your thoughts, mate?
To me, he needs to go. Do I think he'll go? No. Do I think he'll sit and wait out his 2 years that he's got left? Collect money for it? Yeah. I don't see anybody, unless it's America or Saudi, going to be able to afford his wages. So for me, I think he stays. I don't want him to, but I think he stays.
Stace?
I think it's time Bam Bam hands his boots up, but I'm on settlement with Danny. I think he should go, but he stays.
Look, I'm another one a bit like Stu and Dan that's backed Bamford this season. And when he did come back in January, he got some really good goals. And do we look a better team with Bamford in it? Yeah, I agree. Did we miss him on Sunday? Yeah. But has that ship sailed with Bamford now? Yeah, because we can never rely on him when we need him at the most critical of times for Leeds. And that's unfortunate with his injury record, because I'm not going to sit and berate him here. But do I think it's time that we move Bamford on? Yeah. Do I see it happening? No, because he's on too much money and people aren't going to pay that for an injury risk. Stu, in my opinion, they're not.
I agree with you. He's going to be on. Like Danny said this time last season, he were always going to be our number. He were always going to be our number 9, regardless of what division we ended up in. Because no one's going to pay the money. What would we command for him, Danny? What would you get out of him? What, 5, 6, 7, 8 million with his injury record?
we paid 8 million from Middlesbrough, so if we could recoup that back, it's a great thing to do. But for
how
me,
much would it cost us to bring in another player of a Bamford goal?
4 mil.
how much would it to do with what Bamford doesn't score goals?
Yeah.
You're looking 40, 50 million.
So so it don't make sense, does it?
He's one of those that I will to do well and be fit every week, Stu, because I think a fit Bamford's a good Bamford. But have we got better on that bench now that can come in? What about Joseph? Can Joseph not do a job if Bamford went?
Yeah.
Starting week in, week out?
Yep.
Well, we don't know. We don't know because he hasn't been given a fair crack.
I think Joseph is the closest we've got to Bamford in the squad.
My argument with this is, Danny, I haven't seen enough of Joseph to say that. I haven't seen him play consecutive games to say that he's going to be able to do. It's all right doing it in the odd game, but can he do it consistently?
This season, I think it's been Daniel Farke thinking you're still a bit young, you're still a bit raw. Go again next season, and I think he'll be the main number 9.
I hope you're right, Danny. I do. I really do.
I agree. I think it's time that Bamford steps aside and Joseph has a chance, Stu. I do. I think it's time to roll the dice. It's unfortunate with Bamford because I'm not going to berate him, Stu. But I think if we could get 8 million for him, like Danny says, I'd be inclined to get rid because you look at January, Stu, Keffer Moore at Ipswich, whether he goes there or not, it would be a good signing for him on a loan deal, mate. He's proven.
Yeah, and
We've got that with Bamford, but he can stay fit.
Yeah, and
It's just Bamford can't.
We couldn't guarantee any players coming in on loan minutes because we have Bamford there. And maybe you're right. Maybe we do need to let him go. Then at least other people can see that there's a path for him to come into Leeds United and fight for sure. At least fight to become our number 9.
I agree. And last but not least on the list, Georgina Rutte. Start with you, Stu.
Look, he plays with a smile on his face. He can't finish. He can't score. Can't finish. Are we going to get £35 million back for him? What we paid for him? Absolutely not. Would I like to see? Would I like to see someone come in and pay 35 million for him? Yeah, I'd take it and let him go. But the problem is, no one's going to pay that sort of money, so it's irrelevant. It's going to be a Leeds United player in this time next season.
You think he stays? What about you, Danny?
Yeah. I think he stays, but I think I'd rather see him in his natural position, which is inside forward winger. I'd like to see him out on wing and have a go from there because I think he's got the trickery and everything else. He likes to cut in on his left foot, so play him off the right. This is if Somerville and Nonto go put Dan James on the left, and I think we've got a good make-up there. So I think he stays anyway. And like Stu said, nobody's going to pay the 35 for him. We're not even going to get 25 for him or 20. I think we'd probably get around about 12 to 15 for him at the moment because he can't. You know what I mean? He can't finish his dinner. If he could finish his dinner, he wouldn't be at Leeds anyway.
What about you, Stace?
I think Rutter's going to stay. And I think he deserves another season.
Would a loan move be good for him, Stu, to get the wage bill down a little bit? Because I know that's at 70 grand, so he's on 35 now in Championship. But getting one of those two off at wage bill, Bamford or Rutte, would that be a good move for Leeds just to get it off the wage bill, maybe?
Rutte, yeah. I'm sorry, Bamford. If you said to me, right, you can only loan one of them players out, I'd loan Bamford out. If we could get someone who would take him on loan and keep Rutte, I would. But it's like Danny says, that we haven't seen him play in his natural position.
We'll see Rutte next season then, Stu, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Just love, yeah.
I hope not. I hope Joseph does get a fair crap at Wick next season, Stu.
I don't know. I've got reserved judgments about it myself personally. I think if Farke didn't trust him this season, he's not going to trust him next season. That's my way of thinking. You know what I mean?
agree.
Yeah, but I looked at it this way. He didn't have a pre-season. He was injured. I think if he'd have had a pre-season, we wouldn't have bought Perot.
Yeah, but he must have been. He's had training to watch what he can do in training, Danny, every day.
Yeah,
He still
but
didn't use it.
you could say that about other players that don't get in the squad, Stu, that are a lot better than some other players that we're playing, but they don't always seem to get a start. Dan James, I think he shouldn't have come out of the squad at all. And I know he got an injury and whatever else, but if he hadn't got an injury, I'd have kept him playing. I wouldn't have played Nonto. Yeah, all right. He didn't have that good time at Wales, but you play yourself back into form. Having him on the bench, you're not playing yourself back into form.
But I remember when halfway through the season, we were all grateful that we had Nonto inside because he was scoring goals. He was playing with a smile on his face. He was cheering on with fans. You know what I mean? So it's all hearsay.
Yeah, like I said, for me, Nonto. I know he's been forgiven by Farke. He's been forgiven by a few Leeds fans, but for me, for what he did at start season, I still can't get it out of my head. You know what I mean? You're at a football club, probably one of the biggest football clubs you'll ever play at, and you're refusing to play. For me, that's, you know what I mean. I'd love to be in his position, but
So all right then. So if you're saying that about Patrick Bamford, about Joseph not having a pre-season, but he give Nonto a chance for refusing to play.
yeah, I know. But this is what I'm saying to you. I think he's looked at Joseph and thinking he's still a tiny little bit raw. Yeah, all right. He played against Chelsea, scored 2 goals. We weren't expecting to win that game anyway. So he's gone out there.
That were against Premier League quality opposition.
Yeah, but we wasn't expecting to win it anyway. For me, I'd have gone out in round before that against Plymouth if it were up to me, because we might have actually gone up automatically because of the amount of games that we've had. But for me, he played that. The best player in that game that day was Archie Gray. Yeah, he's played in that, but for me, I think he'll be our number 9 this season, Joseph. I'm almost certain. You can clip it up and do whatever you want with it. I honestly think he'll be our number 9 this season.
I hope so, Danny, mate. I do, because I think he deserves a chance. I do. I think they all deserve a chance who haven't played, who haven't been given many minutes, who's going to stay. But I just think if you're going to keep Patrick Bamford at the club, maybe someone needs to sit Patrick Bamford down and say to him, "You're not our main man."
I think they'll do that, Stu. I honestly think they'll do that, and I think, like Joseph has said, he's been getting. Bamford's helped him. You know what I mean? This season, his positions to be in, everything else. I can see that happening. I can see Bamford being the number 2 striker, helping Joseph. And that's why I can see Joseph being the number 1. Is the closest
Where does
we've
that
got.
leave Perot, though, Danny? Where does that leave Perot?
Perot's not a striker.
Where is Danny, where do you play him then? In that system? Because realistically, he ain't going to go anywhere, let's be frank. Where do you play Perot then?
For me, Perot shouldn't have been bought in the first place.
But
he was. I said it. If they buy him, it'll be a panic buy. He's not gonna. Everybody was raging because he scored 40 goals in 2 seasons at Swansea. It's a different team, different formation. It wasn't going to fit. I said at the start, before you set your channel up, Jess, I was on Joe's and I said he's not going to fit this system, and I was right. But for me, he's not quick enough in Perot. For me, he's more of a. He's not a target man neither. I don't think he's a target man because his first touch is dreadful.
Could Joseph and Perot not play together though, Danny?
Say that again.
Perot and Joseph. Can we not find a way of playing both of those together then? And forget Bamford.
I don't think he's going to go two up front.
But wouldn't that be a better move for all parties, Stu, than if you're going to have to work what you've got in a certain way? Is Perot and Joseph 4-4-2?
Well,
Yeah.
you see, to finish, Farker's going to have to explain to 49ers why he isn't why he's suddenly stopped playing the main man they paid money for to bring in for Farker.
They've already had a meeting this week, Stu. They've already had a meeting this week. That's why that thing come out with Angus about him staying. They've already had a meeting.
Yeah, but next season, if you're saying that we're gonna have Joseph as his main man, Perot's gonna be on the bench, he's gonna be getting called into office at some point. So hang on a minute. This player we spent X amount of money on, why is he only on why I'm paying him X, what's he on a week? What's he on a week? 15 grand a week. So why are we paying 60 grand a week for a player just to sit on a bench a month?
What's that a week?
He's on 15. He's on 15 grand a week. He's Joe Perot, 60 grand a month.
Yeah, 15 grand a week is nothing. You'd get a team in Championship that would come and pay that his wages like that for him anyway. For me, I've already said I'd loan him out.
Then we have to replace Perot. And you look at that from 49ers point of view, Stu. Is that good business? Loaning a player out that you've bought for one season at £16 million with add-ons?
No.
He's got to do something. Look, Stu, for me, next season, we can't play that same way. It's too predictable.
But we will. We'll still play the 4-2-3-1 formation.
He needs to switch.
So predictable. He needs to switch it, Stu.
In games, certain games, he needs to switch it up.
He's never been able to break down that low block, Stu, in 46 games plus the playoffs.
No.
That's just my opinion on it, but that's what I believe.
In certain games, he needs to switch it up, different formation, and in other games, he can go for the teams that are going to come and attack. Is when you play 4-2-3-1. The teams that are going to sit back and sing is when you play 4-3-3 or your 3-5-2 or you know what I mean? It's 4-4-2, whichever way you want to go. It's thing. You don't see many teams playing the 4-4-2 anymore. It's gone out, but it used to be a really good system, and I liked it. But
and then we'll just quickly die over end of loan spells, and then we'll move on. Connor Roberts, he goes back to Burnley, doesn't he? I think that speaks for itself, doesn't it, Stu? They're not going to let him go to us, Championship rivals. Burnley will be wanting to go back up next season.
Yeah. He's already gone, I think. I think he's already gone back.
He put his note out, didn't he, on in... Yeah. Seen that today. So he's gone back to Burnley. Anthony goes back to Bournemouth for me. I think that speaks for itself as well. We don't sign him.
He's not going to come. He didn't want to stay at Leeds now, no.
He didn't really play a lot, really, did he, Stu? He come off at bench more than all. Now, Rodon. That's an interesting one. What do you think, Stu, on that?
Look. The reports can say what they want about him. Unfortunately, I think he's in his last year of his contract. Yeah. I believe he's in his last year.
Yeah, you're right.
Contract. There's no way on earth Daniel Levy's going to loan him to us, knowing that he can sell him to a Premier League club and get some money for him. Levy's a businessman. He's an astute businessman. He's not daft. If he can, he'd sell Daniel Levy and sell his vanilla ice creams to make a profit. He bloody would. He really would.
Yeah. I'd like Rodon to stay, Stu. I'd like him to stay. I think he's done a stellar job for us, but I think when you've got teams like Newcastle circling, Ipswich, Leicester to name, Villa to name but a few, Palace, yeah. He's got the cream of the crop, Stu. And they'll offer him a bit more than Leeds will. And looking at it from his point of view, it's when he said he wanted to play at the elite level. Well, elite level's Premiership for me. It ain't Championship, Stu. So I think Rodon goes back to Tottenham, but moves on from Tottenham quickly. What about you, Danny?
I did say we weren't going to sign him, didn't I?
You did.
I think we might have signed him if we'd have got promoted, though, Danny. I don't think there would have been a problem there. I
don't think we would, Stu. I'm only saying that because I haven't seen him play in the Premiership. You know what I mean? You get players that are all right at Championship level,
Big up, Carl.
and you get players that are good at Championship and Premiership. For me, I don't think he's a Premiership defender.
Well, we'll find out when he goes to one of these Premier League clubs.
Yeah, I think Rodon speaks for itself as well. If we'd have gone up, I think Leeds would have signed him, in my personal opinion. Yes, he was untested at the in Premiership, but I think he did a good enough job for us for Leeds to sign him. But because we haven't been promoted, I think he gets moved to a bigger Premier League club. Whether that be smaller down bottom end at food chain, or Villa would be a good move for him. Newcastle would be a good move for him. I think he'd do all right up at Newcastle, if I'm honest. So I think he goes to the highest bidder. Like you say, Levy is a astute businessman. He can sell ice cream to the Eskimos, Stu. It is what it is, you know. So yeah, I think he gets sold, but to a bigger club. And I'm going to remove this now. So we've gone through ours, what we do.
Right,
now I'm just going to speak to you guys. Go on, Danny.
Someone on Exeter has just come in. Steve Cooper in contention for managerial roles at a number of Premier League clubs. 44-year-old attracting significant interest and declined the chance to manage Burnley job amid ongoing discussions over current and potential top flight vacancies.
Yeah, I can see him go. I can see him doing well at Premier League. He's the only manager I'd bring in if I could went. If I could have gone, he'd be the only manager I would have brought in. Is he? Because he did it at Forest, at a big club. He got them back, and he would have. I think he would have been. You know, when they say get Farker out, who would you bring in? And no one can give you an answer. Cooper would have been my man. That would have been my answer.
Same as we discussed this, didn't we?
Me, it would have been Cooper or Corberan, but
well, Abraham's going to go to Leicester, really, Danny, apparently.
According to what I've heard off of Locks, they're not quite sure he's going to go.
Wow.
They can't agree on certain things, so.
Big up, Shane. All right then, Stu, moving forward for this summer, what do Leeds need to do right? Where do we need to go? Where do we need to look? I want everybody just to be open and honest about players they'd like to see come in. Whether that's free transfers, loans, or anybody's got any inkling, chat as well can get involved in this. But I'll start with you, Stu. Where do we need to look at recruiting, and how many players do we need in?
We touched on this, didn't we? If we count all them up who we said are going to go, I think we need to bring in at least. And if you're on about making the bench better than what it was last season, I think you need to bring in 8 players. And I mean, I don't just mean so many players for the first team and then some squad players for bench. I meant some proper quality players on that bench. So we've got some. So when things aren't working during the game, we can look at the bench and say, well, we've got this option, that option, or this option. Whereas at the moment, we've been struggling to find an option coming off at bench. Realistically, it depends on how much money we've got to spend, Jets. I mean, I'd love to see someone like that. Like, is it in from Plymouth, Whittaker?
Yeah.
I'd like to see him come in. I'd love to see us go back in for someone like Gusto Hamer from Sheffield United. See if we could tempt him to come to Leeds if we have the money to spend. But I don't think we've got the money to spend, so we're going to have to look at free transfers and probably being shooting low market. I think we get some decent loan players in. That player you said from Liverpool just excites me. Caviero, I think he really, really excites me. That goalkeeper who was Ipswich's number one, that Christian Walton. If we're going to get rid of Meslier, have a punt on him because he was supposed to be. He's highly regarded in Ipswich. It's just that if he picked up an injury, they brought in a lone goalkeeper to just and he ended up being number one.
What about you, Danny? What's your thoughts?
I'd bring in somebody like Ben Johnson from West Ham who's on a free. I'd probably bring in Kipre, centre back, played 200 times at Championship. Centre back, I'd probably bring in Charlie Taylor, left back. Yeah, he's 30-year-old, but we're going to need a bit of experience in that squad. We can't just have youngsters. For me, I'd probably go that goalkeeper that Stu said, unless there's anybody else out there. Sam Johnston, maybe goalkeeper. I don't know if he's getting a start at Palace. Midfielders, O'Hare from Coventry. He's a free agent. I'd probably take him as a number 10. And I'd probably look at one of the Coventry strikers, because if we can get a few in on loan and a few in on free agents, we're not spending that much money. It's just the wages, so we might have a little bit there to go out and splash on a striker that comes up, or a midfielder that comes up, or a centre back that comes up. So I'd probably look at Ellis Sims from Coventry or Latte La from Middlesbrough.
Yes. Now you're talking, Danny. Latte laugh 100%. Class
think-
player.
Whitaker, like you said, Stu, I think he could be a good addition. Philogene at Hull.
Yeah,
Good
good
addition.
player. Another good player, Jess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another good player.
Smodic.
You see, Smodic is around about 20 million. I don't think we're going to be able to.
But if we want to be serious next season, Danny, and we're going to lose somebody like Cree, Nonto, looking at what we would love, what we might. I mean, Cantwell from Rangers, that ain't a bad shout, that Malk. He's decent. Quite like him.
And he's played
He's
under
decent.
5-4, so
Yeah.
What about
Saiz at Norwich. I like him.
Yeah. What about Joe Sargent? Would you take him?
No. I think he's another Bamford. He's more injury prone than all else. I won't take Sargent. I'd probably take Sarah from Coventry, or the other kid that's on the wing. What's his name? The black lad, the coloured lad. Rowe.
Johnny Rowe.
Yeah. I'd probably take one of them. Elias Chair from QPR, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
See, I'd take a punt on someone like the Tottenham fans are in, someone like an Alfie Devine or someone like that, or a what's he called? Ashley Phillips, from Tottenham. I'd take him. There's some good business to be done. It's just a matter of it depends on what his financial situation is, Danny. Do you know what I mean? If you could bring in, if you had money to bring in one player, what area would you concentrate on? If you had the money just to go out and buy one player, what would it be? What area would it be?
With the state of the squad now,
Yeah.
it'd be a centre back.
So I'd bring in a striker. I'd bring in a striker.
I'd bring in a centre back.
20 goals.
Because Cooper will be going. I think Cresswell will be going. It's just going to leave a Strauch. So for me, it'd be a centre back.
So we're going to need at least 3 centre backs, aren't we?
Yeah.
At least.
Yep. And if it's not a centre back, then I'd probably get a left back, because we haven't had a left back since. I don't think we've had 2 left backs in CNR, will you?
I think we need a striker, Stu.
Yeah, what's Taylor? Is he a right back or a left back, Charlie Taylor? Left back, innit? He's a left back, innit?
What about Lloyd Kelly from Bournemouth, though, Stu? His contract thingy, Josh Brownhill, he's another player.
Yeah. Well, is he a winger? I think he's a winger.
Midfielder, he's a winger, yeah. But free transfer, it wouldn't be a bad shout.
Yeah, Brownhill, I like him. He's a good player. And the other one at Sheffield United, the striker, what's his name? The one that we were after, and we ended up buying Perot because of it. He might be able
to... Archer. Cameron Archer.
You never know. We might be able to get him, because I don't think Sheffield United's finances are that good. So I think they may need to sell a few of their assets.
They'll have a better financial situation than us, though, because they've had parachute payment, haven't they? Our parachute payment goes down to 50% this season, doesn't it?
Yeah, but don't forget, they only get 1 year's parachute payment because they're only in the Premiership for 1 year.
Yeah, so there is it can be tempted. Like that's why I think Gusto Hamer. I think he'll be good at Leeds from Sheffield Sheffield United.
Callum O'Hare, I don't like his face at all. He just seems one of those miserable, but he's a great footballer. I'd have him at Leeds. Gabriel Sara from
Well, we
Norwich.
don't have to fight with him or out, Danny. You know.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean? It's one of those players when it's one of those faces that your mum would like to smack, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah. Yeah, my mum says that about my face every day. She does.
but yeah, Gabriel Sara. I'd even, if we could, maybe look, and I don't want to be proving Colin right here because he says to me to start with, think Kiefer Moore.
See, I think if they let him go, he stays at Ipswich. Me, I'd
He's a
like him at Leeds.
big centre forward. I just don't think he's. I don't think he's.
Farkas,
I don't think he's got the pace for the Premiership anymore. I think he's got more. I think he's more Championship now and everything else.
But remember, we can't make the same mistake as we made with Perot. You've got to look at would Kiefer Moore be a Farkas? Would he fit the Farkas system?
Yeah, because he can hold the ball up. He's tall. He can score from headers. Mind you, we need a set. Maybe as first need by him might be a set piece coach because I think we need one of them as well.
Mm.
So maybe that could be his first by a set piece coach. But yeah, he's tall. You know what I mean? He'll put his head in somewhere where it shouldn't go. You know what I mean? It's a thing.
Right. So with all these players on a free and on a loan, and if we have to go down that route, my biggest question is, and I'm going to ask it now, before the season even starts, can you win the Sky Bet Championship with free transfers and loan players?
Burnley did it. Burnley did it. Their team were mostly full of loans with Burnley.
Yeah, but he hasn't played such good football. Did Vincent Company? Why do you think that it was that season why he's been headhunted, why he's got the Bayern Munich job?
Who said Farkas not going to get him playing football? You know what I mean?
Depends on the quality that you bring in, Stu, in the free transfer and loan market. You can look at Ipswich, Omari Hutchinson, Kiefer Moore, just a couple of their loans that they brought in. They brought in some astute quality.
Sammy Ento.
You know? So it can be done in the right context of players that you bring in. Ben Davies is another one that's free from Tottenham. Do I think he's good enough for Leeds? No, I think his legs have gone. I think he's a bit like Cooper. Not for me. My personal opinion. I think we need to move from that now, Stu. I think we need to really look at where we need to strengthen. I think centre back is one of them, and a striker for me.
We're going to need some older players in there just for the experience thing. We can't have a team full of youngsters again. It hasn't worked. You know what I mean? So for me, we're going to need some older heads in there that are. You know what I mean? Well, as they say on the square ball, grizzled championship bastards. You know what I mean? That's what we're going to need. Some grizzled.
But if you look, Sam Morse's contract is due to run out at Ipswich. If they don't resign, that wouldn't be a bad signing.
Yep.
Christian Walton at Ipswich.
Yep. Luongo.
His contract goes.
Luongo.
You know, Vardy's contract's going. Bradley Dack's another player that Leeds were muted for. His contract finishes at Sunderland. Nathaniel Chabalawa, Ben Gibson. These players that are coming out of their date loans. John Fleck's another one at Blackburn. But it's experience.
Yep.
And if it's not going to cost a lot, Stu, because I just don't think we're going to have that sort of money to go out and really spend, Stu, in my opinion.
Would you take Callum Chambers from Villa? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Villa.
No.
Callum would have were Arsenal money.
Yeah, he's I wouldn't have him defender. No, it's all right. Thank you. Keep him at Villa. Probably the best place for him.
I agree with that.
You see, but is Pascal Strike a leader?
You see, when you say a leader, it's, you know what I mean. It's like a leader is a big word in it to do that many different jobs. Is he a shouter on the pitch? For me, I've never seen him shouting, directing players on the. Is he a leader like Cooper or in the changing room? Maybe. Is he? You know what I mean? Look, there's Connor Cody at Leicester City. You know what I mean?
He'd be a decent player to bring in. Do you know what I'd have as my captain?
He's going to Southampton, mate. He's Lallana. Yeah, Lallana.
Do you know
Don't
what
think he
I'd have
dropped
as my
down.
captain? Ethan Ampadu.
I always like a defender. I don't know why. I've always liked a centre back as a captain, not a midfielder, because I don't know. I think they see more of the pitch than what the midfielders do. But I'd have a midfielder. Strachan, like I say, Strachan were a captain. McAllister were a captain. Is Ampadu with a bit of a shouter? Has anybody seen him shouting and having a go at players?
No.
No. This is what I'm saying. Is he one of those that can get the team up for it?
Well, none of them do, Lord Danny. None of our players shout and scream at each other. None
No,
of them.
This is what they're missing. They need to be doing it. This is what's missing. We shouldn't be a club that sat there. Oh yeah, we'll just do this and oh, it's a mistake. It's all right. No, they need bollocking on the pitch and off the pitch.
Yeah, you'd like to see someone do it rather than hiding behind Farker all the time, wouldn't you?
What we need is a Vinnie
Farker's not animated though, Stu.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
We need
no.
a Vinnie Jones type player. We need a Vinnie Jones type player that'll go out there and knock a few of them out. Not if he had to. You know what I mean?
See, have them days gone on now, though, Danny? You know, have them days long gone now where you have captains like that? And we're living in more of a war.
But look at Virgil van Dijk, Stu. He's pretty animated.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm not being funny. I've seen him make mistakes and never go at his players for his mistakes.
Oh yeah, well I've seen that. But you know, he does voice. All captains do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Look for somebody else to blame, Stu.
Yeah.
All right then, Stu. Somebody a bit like, and I hate mentioning his name, but a tough bastard, Roy Keane. Somebody like him. That grabs it by fucking fuck it neck, grabs you by scruff it neck, and just fucking keeps you in check.
Vieira, he were another one.
David Batty, he were another one.
Tony Adams, believe it or not, he used to give his defenders hell. He did.
So did Martin Keown as well at Arsenal. He was same. Used to shout and ball and stuff like that. This is what we need.
That's what we miss, Stu, I think.
Yeah, these youngsters, because they're young and nobody's having a go at them, they're thinking they can get away with what they're doing. You know what I mean? And for me, if they're getting shouted at and bollocked at, it might learn them something.
I agree. Fark is quiet, Stu. I mean, I like I said to you the other day, I expect to see him in a shirt and tie and offering a little bit more on that sideline than he did on Sunday. But that's just me. I know he's quiet and quite reserved with it. I just like to see a bit of passion on sideline, but that's just me. I'd take Milner back if there were a chance we could get him, Stu, wouldn't you? James Milner.
If he can play in that many, even though he's 38, I'd still take him.
But could he do 3 games a week, Danny?
Even if he's not doing,
Stewie were fitting at Liverpool. He used to win lactate tests and everything. He used to beat all younger players. He's superbly fit. He don't drink. His body's a temple. James Milner. Worst he has is Ribena.
And I think it's his age that might stop him doing 3 games a week, but he'd probably be able to do 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'd take him. Experience.
I'd take him in a heartbeat. He can play right back, he can play centre midfield, he can play attacking midfield, he can play left back. He ain't a position on that pitch you can't play.
It's going to be interesting to see, and I don't think we'll ever truly know, Danny, how much what we've got financial in the kitty to spend on players. I don't think
You
we'll ever know.
You will, because I think you'll be able to tell by what players and the prices that are coming in what we've got. If we're buying players at like 2.1 million from abroad, you know what I mean, and then getting another player in at say 3.3 million, you're going to think, well, yeah, we haven't got much. But if they go out and spend say 10 million on somebody or 15 million on somebody, you know they've still got the money in the kitty there to do it.
I think it's going to be, how many loans players are you allowed to have in your club at any one time? Is it 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there'll be 5 loan players brought in.
And
Couple
4
of
free
free
transfers for me.
A couple of transfers, yeah, 100%, yeah. I think that's what's going to happen.
I think we'll get 3 or 4 free transfers. I think we'll get 3 or 4 loans and maybe 1 or 2 bought players. But when I say bought players, I don't mean 20, 30 million. I'm on about like 5 million, 10 million, maybe 15 million. If there's a player out there that's going to make a squad better, not just to buy him for fun of it. If he's going to make a squad better, then yeah, they'll probably go out and spend it.
Well, the one thing we can't do again, Danny, is panic buy.
No.
It didn't
Hello, what a panic by those, Stu. I do believe that. To appease the fans.
Yeah,
because
Archer.
It was a bad move. In the right club, he'd be a great player, but just not at Leeds, Stu, for me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that 100%. I do.
Right, so at Swansea, they had a striker, Obafemi, and then they had Perot behind him, and then they had a set of 3 behind him. So he was playing off Obafemi. Obafemi scored 4 goals the last season that they played together, and Perot got 20 odd. So Obafemi was a big striker, and he was playing in the 10 was Perot. He wasn't playing in the 9. He was in the 10 running onto the ball.
Yeah, but people say that he can't even play number 10 role, Danny. That's the problem.
But I don't think they played the same system as us. Don't forget, over there it was a big fish in a small pond. Here is a minnow in a sea. It's a totally different club, different formation.
But Leeds United, this is my argument with people about Leeds United. We think we're this massive big club, and we're not. We're a club full of big history, but we are a big club.
I'm not saying big club by that. I'm on about fan base is probably one of the biggest. That's probably about it. We're not a big club, but we're one of the bigger clubs.
The biggest club
in Championship we are.
Yeah. In Premiership, it'd probably take us 5-6 seasons if we stayed in there and constantly can move up the league, and that would probably be known as a big club. But it's getting there first.
All right, then, Stu, my question to you is, does another season harm Leeds in the Championship, or would you have preferred Leeds to go up this season? And where do you think realistically Leeds would have finished if they'd have gone up? Just asking you that. I was interested.
Right. I think with them players, and it would have took a lot of surgery to keep that club in Premier League. I think with them players, as it stood, we'd struggle. We'd struggle. We'd probably finish 17, possibly even on verge of relegation. It needed a lot of work. But the problem is, we've seen this season, because we didn't get promoted, we can't operate. We can't bring in the quality players. What we probably could have brought in when we got promoted to Premier League. Is it where do I think we would have finished? Probably 15, 16, 17. That would have been the truth. That were next season in Premier League. This season, if we have to go up this season, we have to.
It has to be top 2 this season. It has to be the top 2 this season.
Yeah, but playoffs, forget about it.
It has to be top 2. I'm like Stu. I don't even think we was ready to go up this season with the calibre of players we've got. I think another season for most of them in the Championship, make them that little bit stronger. for me, I'd have said probably 16th, 17th if we'd have gone up. Even if we'd have bought players in, some quality players. Do not forget, you've got to get them quality players to gel. And a lot of them, when it's a new league, take a season to get going. So, yeah, maybe 16th, 17th if we'd have gone up.
If it would have
Do you want to know my personal opinion?
If it would have gone down.
I think Leeds would come straight up. I don't know, and you want me to give you an honest opinion if Daniel Farke's the right man for the Premiership. That's my opinion. I think that squad as it was is a decent squad. But did I see us winning more than losing? No, I thought we'd have got hammered most weeks and picked up some points in certain games. I genuinely believe that another season in the Championship, as long as we go up in the top two, for me, it gives us that other season. I'm not so fussed that we haven't got. We're heartbroken and gutted at the time, yeah. But as I've sat back and I've evaluated it the last 2 days, I actually don't think it's a bad thing that Leeds have got another season in Championship. Yes, it's going to change, and yes, those players are going to change. But at least Daniel Farke has had a full pre-season and summer to bring in what he wants, get him to gel, and I will judge him at Christmas, in my opinion.
It was the same as Bielsa. Bielsa come. We missed out on the first season there, which I'm glad we did because I don't think we'd have finished as high as what we did when we went up afterwards. When we had Bielsa, when we got promoted, we finished 9th at the time we went up. If we'd have gone up the first time, I think we'd have come straight back down.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have fans in stadiums when Bielsa got us promoted to Premier League.
Yeah, I know, but I still think we'd have come straight back down because I don't think we was actually ready for it then. Another season in this league makes you stronger, like it did with the time when we had Bielsa. It made the team stronger, more cohesive, more everything else.
But Danny, the problem is, right, we get promoted this season. We're talking about bringing in loan players, free transfers. We're going to lose players like Somerville, Nonto, because we think that they're going to command the most money because they're quality players. So what about if we got promoted next season? We'd still need to have a full squad rebuild.
No, because if we can get players like we were on about, like Philogene and Whittaker, I think Whittaker, if he'd have been in a better team than Plymouth, he'd have probably been up there with Somerville this season. Same with Philogene, if he'd have been at a different team than Hull, I think he'd have been up there this season for goals and stuff. So
do you think Philogene's a better player than Somerville?
In a better team, probably, yeah.
Wow. That's fair. It's fair point. Fair enough. I just don't think he would have been. I think the players we lose this season are the players these are the players who we went down with, who were our better players. And would we have kept them if we'd have got promoted next season? Would we have still kept hold of Somerville and Nonto, and would we have said that they could have done a job at Premier League next season?
For me, so I don't think Somerville has scored as many goals in Premiership. Would have gone up as they did this season. It's too greedy. There's many a times, and you've watched games yourself, Stu, where his better option has been to pass it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it is all one-footed, and it's too greedy. Yeah, selfish.
To me, to be honest, I think the amount of goals he's scored this season, and a few of them have been, they've been good goals, and he's done a lot on his own. But I think he's done that because he knows he can get in the shop window doing it.
All right, then. Carlos' question is, Stu. Okay, not being a Leeds fan, so completely impartial. Do you think Farke has got what it takes to get you up and stay up?
Get us up. He's done it. I'm going to go on what of his experience with Norwich. Get us up, yes. Stay up. Unproven. His record says no. His track record says no. He won't be able to keep us up. But to get us up, yes, 100%. I believe in him. I've got the faith in him to get us promoted, yes. But as for keeping us in division, I've got nothing. There's no data to see where he keeps teams up. There's data to see where his teams go back down, but not stay up.
Yeah, but that way, I don't look at it that way for Farke because The first season he went up, he had 20 odd million to spend. The second season he went up, he only had 5 million to spend.
He had
So
players like Timo Pukki and stuff, though, didn't he?
yeah, no, but this is what I'm saying to you, Shu. Some players can play better in one league than they can the other. Doesn't mean because they've come up from the Championship and he's scored loads of goals that he's going to do it in the Premiership.
But he did score goals in Premier League, did Timo Pukki.
But it's the
Yeah,
other
I
players. It's the other players that he lost when he went up, like Buendia. Cantwell didn't stay long. It's to give him a season or whatever it was. They lost Cantwell. Stuff like that. You lose a lot of players. For me, I think Farke will take us up, but do I think he'll be there when we need it in the Premiership? No, I think we'll get somebody else.
Well, yeah, because he'll only have. If we get promoted this season, he'll have 2 years left on his contract instead of 3.
Yep. It's less to pay off as well for owners if they need to.
I agree. I think he'll get us up. But I don't think he's the right man to keep us in Premiership, Stu, now.
No, I don't.
It's too one-dimensional, is Daniel Farke, in my opinion. I do worry about us in it.
When he went 4-3-3 against Norwich, he must have had a nosebleed when he come off that pitch, because it's not something he does. That's not something he does regular.
He should have done.
As soon as he's flipped it straight back to 4-2-3, won again, though, didn't he? As soon as he got the opportunity to switch his back, that's what he did.
He should have done that 4-3-3 in playoff final.
I agree, Danny. I do. I think we were too predictable for Southampton. Russell Martin knew exactly what we were going to do, but we didn't play any different in the three games we played Southampton this season. Home, away, and final. It were always the same.
Yep.
There were no surprises.
We could have even gone probably 3 at the back, having 2 wingers. We could have actually gone 3-5-2 to match them up. You know what I mean? We could have had Cooper in there with Rodon and Ampadu. We could have had Roberts as a right wing back. We could have had Firpo as a left wing back. You know what I mean? And matched them up that way, but we didn't do it.
I don't know. I think I'm in agreement with Stu. He's unproven.
Yeah, but it's like people saying we've got this 90 points. Have we paraded a trophy for this 90 points? No, we haven't. 90 points is finished with now.
I'm fed up of seeing that. It's done. It's gone. That should be put in when we had them playoffs. But it still gets brought up by
90 points and no promotion. That's me. 90 points and no promotion.
I think didn't Parag mention something about the
It's a congratulations to Leicester and Ipswich, but 90 points in any other season more or less would have got us up. Yeah, you might speak true for that, but Leeds had the opportunities to capitalise and get more than 90 points, Stu, and they didn't do that.
No, we had 5 lives. We had all them games in April, part of May. We had the playoff final. We still couldn't do it.
It's not that. I'm looking at games as well where Nonto decided he wasn't playing in the early stages of the thing. If we'd have had him, we could have had an extra 6 points.
6
points. You know what I mean?
That team he played at Birmingham, Danny, when we lost 1-0 to a penalty.
And that's where what was it decided he wasn't playing. We could have got us. We could have got another 6 points out of that. We might not have needed thing. You know,
and they've been relegated now.
Yeah,
that Sheffield Wednesday game at Ellen Road sticks in my mind, where we drew 0-0.
Yeah, but that's because that's what I'm saying. With Nonton, that he refused to play. We could have probably got. He could have played and probably been an hero. You know what I mean? Scoring goals in them games, and we'd have been up. We wouldn't have been talking about is he going or is he staying.
I get that, Puppy, but we could have had more points than that. Nobody remembers losers. It's true what Chris is saying. Nobody remembers losers.
Perot's not a striker, Puppy. He hasn't got the pace. He doesn't work off the last man.
I think that's what Puppy's saying. He's saying that without a striker.
Horrible signing, yeah. Big up, Ozzy. Yeah, look. Rotherham, Stoke, Preston North End. 1 point from them.
Yep.
When you lay it, fit Blackburn, Sunderland,
Mm-hmm.
Blackburn game,
QPR.
that were an awful game. That that were a terrible.
That
game.
killed us. That killed the temperament. As soon as we lost the unbeaten record, Stu.
Yep.
Yeah. I said to you, didn't I? I'd rather have lost his home record in October, November.
Yeah.
Rather than we did.
And
Since that was so lot of us.
And if we hadn't lost it then, I think we'd have lost it last game of the season anyway.
They
But
cost
yeah.
us promotion, not capitalising on what we should have done because we just wasn't good enough. Let's be honest. We
had the chance a couple of weeks when Ipswich failed to do out, Leicester failed to do out, and what did we do? Decide to lose or draw. You know what I mean?
And we had those players there, Stu, Somerville, Nonto, all those sort of players. Pascal were well out before then. We managed to do it up to international break, and then we just wilted.
I agree.
And I think Danny, actually, that hasn't been brought up, but I think he's got a point when Wilfried Nonto, when he refused to play that August. If you tilt that out of the equation, maybe so. Does he have a better chance this season because he's got a full pre-season behind him? Yeah, there's more structure there, absolutely. But we have to find a way of breaking that lower block down, Stu, for moving forward this season in Championship. We have to. Oxford, Portsmouth, there's a lot of teams there. Burnley have just come down. Luton, Sheffield United, Hull, Sunderland. There's some good teams in that Championship, Stu, and it's all winnable games. Coventry, Plymouth.
I can guarantee we'll go against Middlesbrough and Luke Ayling will score against us.
And everybody says that Leeds are favourites for next season, but there's a lot of teams in there that are decent.
I don't believe that. I don't believe you can say that we're favourites because we don't even know what's. These people who are saying that we're favourites right now.
No, it's the bookies that have got us at favourites. The bookies have got us at favourites.
Yeah,
I'm not saying.
No. But what I'm saying is, nobody can say that right now. The bookies have got us favourites because they're seeing the likes of Somerville still in our squad, Nonto still in our squad. When they go out, I think that's when our odds will start to drift a little bit.
It'll all change depending on transfer window for each team.
Yeah, that's when I think we can. Then it'll be interesting. What you see, the problem is the season starts, and then it's a month after the transfer window closes. It would have been interesting to do a show when that transfer window closed, where we think we'd finish.
The transfer window opens. It's either the 10th or the 14th of June, and ends the end of August.
Season starts. Is it 10th of August?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So you've got. So say transfer window opens in June 10th. You've got 2 months until start first game of the season. You know what I mean? To the day 10th. So you've got 2 months. I want to get all our business done if we can before the Euro start.
Well, yeah, because it's easiest time to do business because it's going to be very challenging to bring players in, especially to play in Euros. But Renee, to be fair, Renee said that she doesn't want any of these internationals brought in through transfer window. Because we don't have to rely on them going away on international duty, picking up injuries. If we can get away with having players in the side who don't get called up for international duty, I think that'll benefit us in London. I really do.
Yeah, but it's all right getting players in that aren't going to get called up. But if say for example they come to Leeds, say we've got a player in that's never been called up to international duty, but he's playing excellent football at Leeds United, and say it's something that's like Northern Ireland or Scotland or something. Oh yeah, we'll pick him.
Yeah.
You can't.
No, that is true. It's an hard one, it's true, because did that international break kill Leeds United's season? Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, if we didn't have that international duty, I think we would have finished champions.
I
do.
And you could say that about a lot of other clubs. Leicester had a lot of players on international. Ipswich lost a few, and they lost a lot of players in African Cup of Nations as well. Remember that? We didn't.
Yeah, and another period what killed us, January transfer window.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think we got we was after a few players, but like Elias Chair, last minute we put a £6 million bid in for him. QPR turned it down. You know what I mean? So
It's too late though, when it done it for them to do business. So you have to look at it from their point of view. They think, well, we can't replace him in this shorter period of time. Leeds had
should
what
have been
31 days to do it.
beginning of January. Yeah.
We want pragmatic enough, Stu.
You'd
You know?
like to think you'd like to think, right, that the 49ers prior January time comes, they should have now have a list in front of them with players who we were going to get in if we didn't get promoted. Which players
Yeah.
are most likely we're going to lose? What we're going to be able to get for them? What pot of money we've got left? This is what we've got left. These are players we could get. These are ones we could get on free. These are ones we could get on loan. And then hopefully, come 12th of June, I think, is it 10th or 12th of June? I can't remember. But comes that date, the business should be starting to happen instantly. Hopefully, anyway.
But I look at it this way: we've got a list of players that they might want. It's whether we're going to get them, Stu. That's the thing. You can't always guarantee. So that list needs to be a roll of wallpaper. Your second choice, your third choice, your fourth choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not where his first choice has gone. Let's go back to drawing board and have a look. They need to be having 3 or 4 choices there for each position that they need. But we're not going to find out who it is anyway because they work behind the scenes and they don't say no. We won't find out till it's almost signed. So it'll be another
That might be a
transfer.
wise move though, Danny, because we know we were gazumped on certain players last season. So it's not a bad thing.
For me, that was at press. The press got wind of it. Like Fabrizio Romano, when we were meant to be getting that Max Evans. Oh, yeah, he's coming to Leeds, bump 2 minutes later. Bournemouth coming.
Bournemouth.
Well, that's what happens, Danny. Agents talk to... The reason why Fabrizio Romano finds out all this information is because these players' agents go tell him. It's not the clubs, it's the players' agents who tell him. We can keep it as quiet as we want between the two clubs. But if that player's agent goes ringing Fabrizio Romano up and says our player's on his way to Leeds for a medical, Fabrizio Romano's going to put a thing out there, isn't he, saying here we go or whatever he says.
Yeah.
We can't keep it secret.
I just like them to try to keep it as low, quiet as they can till last minute, and then like the medical's already been done and paperwork's almost getting signed before they announce it.
That'll never happen. Social media is too big.
Would we take McLean from Norwich? Colin's asking.
Well,
I'm going to wrap this one up in about 5 minutes.
That was another one that they put a £6 million bid in for, and it got turned down. So maybe Farker might want him. I hope he doesn't get a load of Norwich players. To be honest,
me neither. Me neither.
But I've got a funny feeling as well. We'll be looking at some places like Germany and stuff like that as well, because Farker knows the league over there. So hopefully get some decent young Germans in or something like that. But for me, yeah, I think the transfer window is going to be like it was in January. You're not going to hear out till last minute, and everybody's going to be sat there like that, checking Twitter, checking everything else. Another 5-6 hours, 5-6 hour stream waiting for players to come through the door.
So, that's our problem, Graham. We need to sell players to raise funds, I'm afraid. So it's going to be a lot of loanee players, a lot of free agents, and we are going to lose some of our better players. There's no doubt about it. 1, 2, possibly. Well, more than likely 2. In Somerville and Gray. Sorry, Somerville and Nonto. They're the 2 who I think is going to go.
I think if we can keep hold of Archie Gray, you say to him, look, if we're still in this boat next year, we'll sell you. Give us another year like we did with Calvin. You know what I mean? And see if we can get up there.
Yeah, don't think. I think that'd be fair. I think that'd be a fair comment, Dan. I do. I think that'd be fair.
I think he gives us that though, Stu Archie, to be fair. I hope so anyway. But then, like, we're just all sat here giving an opinion. We don't work in boardroom. We don't.
I think that'll be the same with Rutter as well. Give it another year. If not, we'll sell you, even if they're going to lose money on it.
We've got to keep some of us key assets, Stu, because otherwise we really will struggle in that division. He's staying at Leicester. I think by the looks of it, mate. I think they've offered him another 1-year deal. I think that's a stupid move. Yeah, by Leicester.
I think he's going to end up being some sort of coach over there as well when it's done. I think I've heard dealings that they might be offering him a under 21 sort of thing when he's retired.
Would I take him if he were available and come to Leeds? Yeah, because he's a proven goal scorer, mate. Even in last season, I think he scored something like 19, 20 goals for Leicester in Championship. So absolutely would I take him. Do I think he'd be available to Leeds? No.
And he didn't play it full season neither. In and out, and out.
Yeah, we need a proven goal scorer. We know that. We need somebody that's going to get us another 20 goals, because when you take Cree's goals out of that and Nonto's, that's nearly 30 goals a season you're losing. So we have to get players in that can not redevelop that and get that, but contribute at least.
You know what? We scored 1 goal from midfield all season. Centre midfield. They should be popping in 7, 8, 9 goals a season between them. You know what I mean? 1 goal all season from a free kick from centre midfield. That's
and don't
bad.
tell me that were Gruev's against Norwich.
Yep.
There you go.
That's bad. You know what I mean? Your centre midfielders need to be chipping in 8 and 9 goals between them a season. You know what I mean? To help you. 1 goal.
It's not good enough. It's not creative enough, no. And that's where maybe Leeds, did go wrong, Stu. But that's just our opinions. I'm sure we'll find out when return list comes out if we were right or wrong with certain players or not. And that's just our opinion. We just wanted to do something a little bit different and get away from the playoff misery of everybody's feelings on it. But yeah, I think that were a nice show to do, guys. Really enjoyed that. I think that were a really nice one to do. Really good, polished, and that's our opinions on it. Stu will be doing stuff with transfers. Danny will be as well. I will be. We'll be all doing our own bits on transfers.
I'll be doing a bit over Euros as well.
Yeah, Danny's going to do some Euros. I'll be doing them. Stu will be doing them, so we'll be around for that. I'm back tomorrow to do the Europa Conference League with Stacey, so make sure you check us out if you're about for that. I want to thank everybody that's been in house tonight, give their opinion. It's been much appreciated, guys, as always. And there's only one thing left to say. It's a goodbye from me.
It's a goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from Danny. Make sure you're back tomorrow. We'll be back live tomorrow. Check us out, guys. I'll do some bits through the day as well. And keep your eye out for Stu and Lee's quiz on Sunday and quiz for Friday. So big up, guys. Take care. Have a good rest of your Tuesday evening. Take care. Much love. Bye-bye.